Hello everyone. Welcome to the second topic of this operation research and operation planning module. So we are going to discuss is scheduling and sequencing. So my name is Arun Krishnan. So this is an important topic for this gate in a gate point of view. You can see a number of questions has been asked previously if you observe the previous year's gate question papers, but not frequently asked, but still we can expect some questions from this module. Since the pattern of this gate has been changed and more in-depth knowledge is being questioned, we can expect some theoretical aspects and as well as the numerical aspect from this module. So we will learn both. So we will learn theory first, then we will go to the problems. So first thing is we are going to define what is scheduling. So scheduling, when I say this word, this might be a familiar word to you. Scheduling is nothing but it is something related to time, right? So how we allocate our resources over a span of time. So that is what is known as scheduling. So we have schedules for many things, right? Buses have schedules. How the buses will arrive and go. They have the schedules, and also it's nothing but a timetable. You also have schedules for attending the classes, right? So this is the but we will discuss this scheduling in a in the production scenario or in a job short scenario, how this scheduling is being done. So that's the crux of this module. Now, when I say the word scheduling, it can be in the production scenario, we can use for two things. One is the process of determining the schedule. Just I'm scheduling means I'm determining that process. So another thing is it can be used for that collection of principles or the models or techniques or logical conclusions to provide the insight into the scheduling function. So it can be used as a body of theory, it's a collection of principles. So scheduling principles. So that is also can be termed as scheduling. So it is in this thing. We will be using the scheduling word for both. Okay. Now, what is sequencing means? It is nothing but the order of execution of the tasks, right? So, in which order we are processing. Suppose if you have to make a cup, or we are going to make some process, means some parts with some processing, manufacturing processing. So, how that order is going? Suppose we will cast them, then we will finish them. So, which order we are going to? What is the order or the sequence? That is means that order is known as the sequence. Okay, so that's you might be familiar with the sequencing, right? So in which sequence means when you are on a roll call, you will be having a sequence. Suppose it will be based on the alphabetical order. Alphabetical order is a sequence, right? Now sequencing occurs when we have a choice. Suppose if you does not have a choice, suppose we compulsively saying that okay, this is how it has been done, then we have no choice. But if you have a choice, then it will become a problem. So how and which choice we will take, and how will we determine that? What is the basis of selecting one sequence? Is based on our priority. Means what we have, means how it would be for, there will be some objectives, right? So the objective defines how this sequencing problem has to be done. So what could be the objective? It could be reduce the time or increase the profit. The general objectives that we use for OR is the increasing profit or increasing the efficiency or distributing the loads by which we can reduce the workload for individuals or machines or something like that. So what are the objectives? The main key objectives are, one is the maximum utilization of the resources. So we have to use our resources maximum, right? So it could be the facilities that we have, or it could be the machines that we have. It could be the energy utilization, or it could be the money that we are going to utilize. So we have to maximum utilize it. Or otherwise, our product means our firm will be at a loss. Now, not only that, one of the important aspect of scheduling is it has to reduce the work in process inventory. So inventory is a liability to any field, any firm. So reducing the inventory is one of the things. So scheduling will help us to reduce the inventory. We will see how it will be. Now another thing is minimization of tardiness. Tardiness is nothing but we will take the case of, suppose if some customer is giving us a task, so we have a due date. Due date means the time with which we have to give that, means complete that order and give the product back. So that is mean by the due date. So sometimes what we are trying to do by scheduling is we have to complete the work within due date. So sometimes it may not be possible. So that is what is mean by the measure of tardiness. So how we are up to the date, that is known as tardiness. So we have to reduce the tardiness, means we cannot be late. So tardiness is giving you the impression of lateness. So we cannot be late for that. So we have to minimize the tardiness. So scheduling helps us to achieve these objectives. Now, the classification of this scheduling can be based on the jobs that we are going to do. So it is based on the firm that you are working for. So it could be a shop floor kind of thing, or a job shop scheduling. Suppose the number of jobs are the variety of jobs are means more, variety is more, and the number of items per variety is less. Then those kind of things are known as job shop scheduling. And we that is a main thing that we are going to see also in this module. And it could be shop floor, and it's a floor means if it's continuous mass production, then how can we schedule for that? And even that we require dynamic scheduling, because if the demand is changing, to meet the demand, we with the limited facilities that we have, and everything is happening in a line, we cannot increase the capacity as such. Then we have to plan and we have to come up with the dynamic scheduling. So every this thing is if it is for a cellular manufacturing, or if it's for an assembly line, or if it's for a transfer line or a flexible transfer line, then the challenges are different. But we have to do the scheduling, because that's how we are going to meet our demands on time. Okay, so based on that, based on the requirement that we are having, based on the firm that we are working for, then there can be different ways of doing the scheduling. Our objective for this discussion will be on the job shop scheduling. Now, coming to the job shop scheduling process. So there could be there could be two things that we must understand. So one thing is what is a job shop? Job shop job represents one or more tasks which can be performed in a prescribed order, and can be assigned to one or more machines which have the same or different processing routes. So job means a particular task which can be completed with a particular machine. That's known as job. So there will be number of jobs which has to be performed for a product, and there could be number of machines which can also be capable of doing that thing. So that's what is known as job. And for that, the scheduling consists of mainly two things. One is loading and one is sequencing. Loading is nothing but assigning the task to a particular machine. Assigning a particular task to a particular machine is known as loading. Sequencing means if there are number of machines or number of tasks has to be performed, in which order we will produce. We have already seen this sequencing, right? So if the multiple tasks has to be performed, what is the sequence in which we follow? That's the second stage of this job shop scheduling. Now job shop scheduling can also be done based on different there are different constraints, or different variety of scheduling can be done based even for a job shop. One is based on the arrival pattern. So how the jobs are coming with the with the various with the customers demands. So there will be or the forecasting that we have, the pattern in which the job will be arriving will be different, right? Sometimes in a seasonal way there could be some huge demand will be coming. So then sudden increase in the arrival pattern will occur. So that can be different. So we have to adjust our schedule to that. So our schedule will be capable of addressing that. Then the processing pattern. So with the available resource that we have, and we have to process that means once it is arrived, and we have to process. with the resources that we have to process the pattern. So it could be done in the planning could be done in a deterministic way or in a probabilistic way. So different way we can do the processing. So once, and also the machine varieties that we have. Suppose a particular task can be done with different variety of machines if you have that capacity, and sometimes with the process capabilities of the machine itself, then we can limit, we may be limited to some particular machines also. So we have to take care of that also. Number of workers in the shop, and also priority rules. Priority rules means how our this how we are going to categorize or prioritize our this thing our, so prioritizing our order. Suppose if we have number of things has to be, number of jobs has to be performed, how we can prioritize them. So first thing is the first come first serve basis. So that is known as FCFS. So first come first serve. So whatever comes in the first this thing, so that will be processed first. So order of arrival, we can say. Now another thing is SPT. SPT means SPT is shortest processing time. So we will arrange our means sequence in the base on the basis of shortest processing time. So it will be in the ascending order. So least processing time job will be done first. Now it could be MDD. MDD means minimal due date. Minimum due date. So as I already told you, there will be due date for all the jobs. So even though there will be asked with the order, when the customer gives, we have to deliver our product in a specific time. Then we have the due date for that particular product. For meeting that particular due date, we have a lot of process has to be done before that. So every process has a due date. Based on that due date, we will calculate reversely, means in the opposite direction, and find out in which job has to be done and what time my particular job has to be finished. So it could be based on the earliest means minimum due date. So and so we will do the whatever is the minimum will be given priority. So that task will be done first. So that also can be one criteria. And this is last come first serve. Mainly the last come first serve is explained based on the our go down, right? In the go down, the way in which the they will put that arrange the raw materials in, it will be in such a way that we can only take the last come out, because otherwise it will be stacked, and we can take the stack from the which is in the topmost, right? So in those cases, it will be the last came items which will be served first. Then SSRO means static slack for SSRO means static slack for remaining operation. This is a new terminology which will be new to use. So it is nothing but you have to find the SSRO value for individual jobs. So it will be your due date minus remaining processing time divided by the number of jobs remaining, or the number of operations remaining. Number of let me write number of operations remaining. This is how you calculate the static slack. So this is okay. You can write just SS. So SS, this give you some value you will get. Based on that value, you will arrange it in the ascending order to give this to prioritize your jobs. Now, DSRO means dynamic slack. So dynamic slack, dynamic slack, you can have the formula DD minus the expected, means here you will use some probability. So expected time for of the remaining process divided by number of remaining operation. So this is how you calculate DS, and this is also based on that thing. So there are just to I want you to understand that there are plenty of rules which can be applied, or also it could be it could be to reduce the make span. So those kind of rules are also there. We will see what are the most important, and we will, when we discuss about the problems, we will see it in details. Now we will see what are the elements or what are the contents of this scheduling. So what is in there? So we will see one by one. So first one is we have to have a demand forecasting. So we will see that forecasting techniques in details when we do the other part of this operations first module. So forecasting. So there will be orders given by the customer. So how that will come, and we have to adjust and how we can cope up with that demand. So, and we also have with the demand delivery due dates. So how if you have to plan according to the due dates, we must know when is that going to come, and how we will anticipate that thing. So the detailed scheduling will always have that demand forecasting into consideration, and based on that only we will schedule the things. Now the second thing is the aggregate scheduling. So the aggregate scheduling will give you what are the available resources which is being used in that processing, and what it means aggregate schedule is for maybe for a quarterly basis. So in that quarter, what we are going to achieve, and whatever which is required for the resources, the manpower, the machines, or how means in which time the which processing has to be done. So all the things will be included in the aggregate scheduling, but it's for a short span of time. So and to adjust and or to meet the capacity, and how we can change the production capacity, means how we can play with our resources to increase our production capacity. So those things will come in the aggregate scheduling. Now the production plan. So production plan means how that the processing, means how the entire production is going to complete for a particular job or a particular product we are going to manufacture. So what are the things, even each and every details, from the bill of materials to the complete set of actions which has to be take place to complete that production, that has to be done till dispatching. Whatever is there will be having the process. So that will be required for scheduling, right? So that's one of the key elements in that scheduling part. Now the master production scheduling. Master production scheduling gives you the minute, even to the minute details per day, per week, per month, per quarter, per year. So whatever we are going to, so each and every day, what is the things that we are going to do, or what are the things that has to be done to do means in per day, daily basis, or weekly basis, or monthly basis. So whatever it will come, so to the minutest details, it will be contained in the master production scheduling. So that's the time with which we have means what are, how we utilize our time. That's the master production scheduling. Then the priority planning, yes, we always have priority. So we will there will be some we have already seen some rules. So even with that, we have some priority for it could be for increasing the profit. So how we can prioritize our things that we can increase the profit. So the priority based approach is there in scheduling. So that has to be taken care into account. Then the capacity planning. So we have a limited capacity that we have, but we have to use it effectively. And we don't want to overcrowd the machines, or we have to eliminate the bottlenecks. So our capacity has to be utilized into a maximum. So for that, the capacity planning is also a part of, means has to be in club with this scheduling. Then the sequencing that we have already covered. So in which order we are going to process the things. So it could be not only for assigning to some machines, even for the other jobs, or for not only for a physical task, or the order which the firm has to run itself is a sequencing problem. Now facility loading, facilities, we have workload evaluation also has to happen, and also the facilities, the load which is happening to the machines. So that also has to be evenly distributed. So we must know what is where the overcrowding is happening, and how can we distribute the load. So these are mainly the elements or key elements of scheduling. So we will now we will see what kind of job shop planning can be done, or how the scheduling is being done in a real situation.